You know that feeling when you leave the LSAT and you know that you nailed every single question? You are ready to get that 180 score and just share it with all your friends and family? No, you don't know that feeling. Almost nobody does. Even people who do score 180 feel down after the LSAT. This is a legitimately hard test. So now we need to ask ourselves the question, should we cancel our LSAT score? First, let's talk about when. You do have 6 days from the time you take your test to decide whether or not you want to cancel your score. A lot of people take that to mean, well, let's cancel immediately. You might want to put your pen down and say, no, this test went poorly, let me just cancel. We're going to recommend against that. And there's a couple of reasons. The biggest one is you are going to feel a little bit down in that moment. That's totally normal. But what that means is you're making this decision from an emotional place rather than a logical one. Instead, step away from the test. Give yourself a chance to breathe, to relax, to actually think about what really happened on test day. The things that you should be considering during that process really come down to, did something strange happen on test day? Was that day a day that you just weren't feeling great, or did something go wrong? Did you have the flu that morning? Did you have a panic attack? Did the fire alarm go off? If something weird happened during the test, that's a good reason to consider canceling your score. But if it was just a normal test day and you just didn't feel 100% prepared, most people feel like that. Probably you want to keep your score in that scenario. If you do decide to cancel, there aren't that many benefits, and there really are a couple of downsides. First of all, most law schools are not going to care about all of your LSAT scores. They don't average your scores. They just take your top one. Having a lower score on your record doesn't actually hurt you. The biggest downside is you don't see your score. So you never figure out if canceling your score was a good decision, and you don't actually know how much further you have to go to get to the score you actually want. You put yourself in a much worse position. So generally speaking, unless something strange happened on test day, we recommend that you don't actually cancel your score. Instead, you keep it, study hard, and just plan to retake and get ready for the next test.